Somewhere in Japan, right now, there's an old saying that has quietly ended more failed dreams than bad luck ever did. It's not about money. It's not about talent. It's about rabbits. Two of them, running in opposite directions, and a hunter standing frozen in the middle, unable to choose. Have you ever tried to build a career, study for an exam, and fix a relationship all in the same exhausted week, and somehow ended up failing at all three? A 400-year-old Japanese proverb already explained why. Let's discover its wisdom together. Part 2. Introduce the proverb. The proverb is written like this in Japanese.二兎を追う者は一兎をも得ず. Word for word, it translates as, "He who chases two rabbits catches neither." First, it sounds like simple hunting advice. Picture a hunter in an old Japanese forest. Two rabbits burst out of the grass, running in different directions. The hunter has one body, one spear, and one moment to act. If he tries to chase both, he doesn't just fail to catch two, he fails to catch even one. His legs carry him halfway toward the first rabbit. Then he panics and turns toward the second, and by the time he decides, both rabbits are gone. The meaning, of course, goes far beyond hunting. It's a warning against divided attention. In Japanese culture, this proverb has been used for centuries to teach children, workers, and even samurai the value of single-minded focus. Japan's traditional arts, tea ceremony, calligraphy, martial arts, are all built on this same idea. Mastery comes from committing fully to one path at a time, not from spreading yourself thin across many. Today, this proverb matters more than ever. We live in a world that constantly tells us to do more. More side projects, more apps, more goals, more hustle. Notifications pull us in 5 directions before breakfast. But the wisdom hasn't changed. Energy that is divided is energy that is wasted. Whether it's 2 rabbits in a forest or 2 dreams in your head, the lesson is the same: choose one and give it everything you have. Let's see what this looks like in real life. Part 3. The story. The Rabbit Hunter's Grandson. In a small town in Nagano, Japan, surrounded by mountains that turned white every winter, lived a 19-year-old boy named Kenji. Kenji had 2 dreams, and he loved both of them the way you can only love something at 19. Completely, stubbornly, without limits. The first dream belonged to his father. Kenji was supposed to pass the entrance exam for Japan's most competitive medical university. His father had said it since Kenji was 7 years old. "You will be a doctor. You will bring honor to this family." The second dream belonged to Kenji himself. Judo. He had trained since he could walk, and this year, for the first time, he had a real chance to compete in the National Judo Championship. His coach, a serious man named Tanaka-sensei, believed Kenji could win gold. So Kenji decided he would do both. He studied from 5 in the morning until 7. He trained on the judo mat from 7:30 until 9. Then school. Then more training after school. Then more studying until his eyes burned and the words on the page started swimming like fish. For the first 2 months, it seemed to work. He was tired, yes, exhausted, really, but he told himself that successful people don't rest. He told himself this was simply what sacrifice looked like. Then, slowly, both dreams began to slip through his fingers. In judo class, Tanaka-sensei noticed it first. "Your reflexes are half a second slow, Kenji," he said one evening, watching Kenji get thrown by a boy he used to beat easily. "Your body is here, but your mind is somewhere else." I'm fine, sensei, Kenji said, breathing hard. I just need more sleep. But it wasn't sleep. It was focus. And he didn't have it, because half of his mind was always running toward his textbooks, calculating how many hours he was losing on the mat instead of studying. 2 weeks later, his mock exam results came back. His score had dropped, not slightly, but dramatically. His homeroom teacher called him after class, holding the paper like evidence in a trial. Kenji, this is not the score of someone who will pass the entrance exam, she said gently. What's happening? He wanted to explain. He wanted to say, I'm trying to do everything at once, and it's tearing me apart. But instead, he just bowed his head and said, I'll try harder. That night, his parents argued in the kitchen, quiet, careful arguing, the kind that's almost worse than shouting, because you can hear how tired both people are. He's spreading himself too thin, his mother said. He can handle it, his father insisted. He just needs discipline. Kenji sat on the stairs, listening, feeling like a rope being pulled from both ends. The breaking point came 3 weeks before the judo championship qualifiers, which also happened to be 3 weeks before his final mock exam. During practice, distracted and half asleep, Kenji made a careless mistake on the mat. He landed wrong. His knee twisted, and pain shot up his leg like fire. He didn't tear anything seriously. The doctor called it a bad sprain, but it was enough. Enough to end his chance at the championship. Enough to force him, for the first time in months, to sit completely still. That weekend, unable to train and too anxious to focus on his books, Kenji went to visit his grandfather, who lived alone in a small wooden house at the edge of the mountains. His grandfather, Ojizen, had been a hunter in his youth, one of the last in their family to actually hunt rabbits in the old forests, before it became something people only did for sport or not at all. They sat together on the porch, the cold mountain air biting at their faces, and Kenji finally told him everything. The exhaustion, the falling grades, the injury, the fear that he was failing both his father and himself. Ojizen was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, "Let me tell you about the day I lost 2 rabbits." Kenji looked up. "I was young, maybe 17, Ojizen said, his eyes distant. "I went hunting with your great-grandfather's old bow. 2 rabbits jumped out from the same bush, one to the left, one to the right. I had 1 arrow, but I was greedy. I told myself if I move fast enough, I can decide at the last second which one to take. What happened? I hesitated between them for half a second too long. My feet turned toward the left rabbit, then my body turned right, and by the time my arrow finally left the bow, both rabbits were already gone. I didn't catch a slower one. I didn't catch a smaller one. I caught nothing, because I never truly chose." Kenji stared at his knee, wrapped in bandages. "That's exactly what I did. Except I used my whole body instead of an arrow." Ojizen smiled, the wrinkles around his eyes deepening. "二兎を追う者は一兎をも得ず," he said softly. "My father taught me that proverb the same evening I lost those rabbits. I was angry at first. I thought it meant I should give up on having big dreams. But that's not what it means. It doesn't say chase 1 rabbit forever. It says chase 1 rabbit at a time. You can still have both dreams, Kenji. Just not on the same morning." Something in Kenji's chest loosened, like a knot finally coming undone. That night, for the first time in months, he made a decision instead of trying to avoid one. He called Tanaka-sensei and asked for a leave from the team until after his exams. It was one of the hardest conversations of his life. His voice shook the entire time. But Tanaka-sensei, to his surprise, simply said, "Good. A clear mind on the mat is worth more than a tired body pretending to be sharp. Come back when you're ready to give judo everything again." For the next 3 weeks, Kenji studied, not exhausted, not divided, but focused like a hunter with one arrow and one target. He passed his entrance exam, not with the highest score in the school, but with a score strong enough to make his father cry quietly at the kitchen table, which was something Kenji had never seen before. 6 months later, fully recovered, he returned to the judo mat with the same intensity he'd once tried to split in two. A year after that, he competed in the national championship, and though he didn't win gold, he made it further than he ever had before, and Tanaka-sensei said it was the most focused he had ever seen him fight. Kenji never forgot his grandfather's words on that cold porch. He didn't have to choose one dream forever. He just had to stop chasing 2 rabbits at the exact same moment. Part 4, Moral Lesson. Let's slow down and really look at what happened in Kenji's story. Kenji didn't fail because he lacked talent, discipline, or ambition. He had all 3 in abundance. He failed because he tried to give 100% of his energy to 2 different goals at the same time. His body was on the judo mat, but his mind was in his textbooks. His mind was in his textbooks, but his body was aching for rest from training. He was never fully anywhere, and so he made almost no real progress anywhere. This is exactly what the proverb warns us about. It doesn't say dreams should be small, or that you can only ever have one goal in your entire life. It says that attention divided in the same moment is attention wasted. The hunter didn't fail because he wanted 2 rabbits. He failed because he refused to choose which one to chase first. Kenji's turning point wasn't giving up on judo. It was learning to sequence his dreams instead of colliding them into each other. He paused one goal, gave full effort to the other, succeeded, and then returned to the first one with a clearer mind and a healed body. This lesson applies directly to modern life, especially for students and young professionals. Maybe you're trying to learn a new language while also building a business. Maybe you're studying for 2 certifications at once, or trying to fix your health, your finances, and your relationship all in the same overwhelming month. The proverb isn't asking you to abandon any of these. It's asking you a harder question. Which one deserves your full attention right now? Here are some questions worth sitting with. Have you ever tried to chase 2 important goals at the exact same time and ended up making real progress on neither? What would change if you gave one goal your complete focus for the next 30 days? Is there a rabbit in your life right now that you've been chasing half-heartedly, simply because you're afraid to let the other one go, even temporarily? Sometimes the most disciplined thing you can do isn't adding another goal. It's choosing which one comes first. Part 5. English Vocabulary Lesson. Here are 12 useful words and phrases from the story, with simple definitions and example sentences so you can use them in your own English. Exhausted, adjective. Extremely tired. By midnight, Kenji was completely exhausted from studying and training on the same day. Discipline, noun. The ability to control yourself and follow a plan, even when it's hard. His father always said discipline was more important than talent. Reflexes, noun, plural. Quick automatic reactions of the body. His coach noticed that Kenji's reflexes had become slow and unfocused. breaking point, noun phrase. The moment when a person can no longer continue as they were. The knee injury became his breaking point, the moment everything had to change. Hesitate, verb. To pause before deciding or acting because you're unsure. His grandfather hesitated between the two rabbits for half a second too long. Mentor, noun. An experienced person who gives guidance and advice. Kenji's grandfather became an unexpected mentor that weekend on the porch. Loosen, verb. To become less tight or tense can describe emotions too. Something in Kenji's chest loosened when he finally understood the proverb. Sequence, verb. To arrange things in a particular order, one after another. He learned to sequence his goals instead of chasing them all at once. Abundance, noun. A very large quantity of something. Kenji had ambition in abundance, but he was using it in the wrong way. Overwhelmed, adjective. Feeling like you have too much to handle at once. Many young people feel overwhelmed trying to manage school, work, and relationships together. Intensity, noun. A very high level of energy, focus, or emotion. He returned to judo a year later with the same intensity as before, but this time undivided. Part 6. Conclusion. Today we learned the Japanese proverb, "He who chases two rabbits catches neither." Through Kenji's story, we saw that trying to fully pursue two big goals in the exact same moment often means succeeding at neither one. The real lesson isn't to have smaller dreams, it's to choose, sequence, and commit one rabbit at a time. If you enjoyed learning English through this proverb, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who might need this wisdom today. Until next time, keep learning English and keep collecting wisdom from around the world.